This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
Red Apple Audio Network.
WABC, the biggest all-night show on American radio.
Another Side of Midnight, 800-848-9222, 800-848-9222, with John Catsimatidis, the owner of Red Apple Audio Networks, the owner of WABC Radio, the owner of many, many things. And John and I share a passion for UFOs, otherworldly explorations, and this amazing statement that Matt Gaetz, former U.S. Congressman and almost U.S. Attorney General, what he revealed last week. And John and I were like, whoa, this is quite a story. Let me just share with you the first few lines of this story so we're all up to speed. President Trump's first choice for a initial pick for U.S. Attorney General Matt Gaetz has claimed that he was briefed on a secret alien breeding program while he was in office. Gaetz, a former representative, said he was told alien-human hybrids are being created to enable government officials to communicate with beings from other worlds. Well, it seems to me, Mr. Katz, that the only reason, if this is true, the only reason we are trying to create human-alien hybrids is if we know that aliens are here and we have an urgent need to communicate with them. What do you think, Mr. Katz?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they are here, and they've been here quite a while. You know, if you go back to the pyramids, you really think the Jewish slaves really built the pyramids?
No.
I mean, my God. I mean, they've been here forever. I think some of them probably helped create us or moved our DNA ahead of us or what we are now. It's really, really scary. And someday, I guess the truth will come out. I talked to Matt Gaetz for a few seconds, and he wants to come on the show with us and tell us what he knows. And, you know, I told him, you know what I said to him? I said, you got to be careful. I said, look what happened to that Major General. You remember his name? It was about a month ago, wasn't it? About a month ago, that Major General that decided to come to Congress and tell the truth. And he was in charge of the UFO programs.
Sacco and Feliz, New York and New Jersey's premier attorneys at law. Their team brings decades of experience across a wide range of practice areas. Whatever life brings, they're your legal team. From everyday matters to complex cases, they've got you covered with the experience you need and the results you want. Because when life gets complicated, they make it simple. SaccoFeliz.com. SACCOFILLAS.com. 2 C's, 2 L's.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
And he had a lot more information to give. And he disappeared. He left, he lived in, where was it, Arizona?
He lived in Arizona. He left home his wallet.
So my head is a little, you have to help me.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
It's a little spinning at 4 o'clock in the morning. He lived in Arizona, and he left his a wallet home.
And his
he left
watch.
his watch home.
Neil
and then he took his gun with him.
He took his service revolver with him. His name was Neil McCaslin. Neil McCaslin, Major General.
Major General, two-star general,
right.
was in charge of the entire UFO stuff. And then later on, he was found dead. I guess the Men in Black got him, or whatever the old expression was.
Right. Retired Air Force Major General.
So, I said to Matt Getz, because I know him for a long time, from the old days. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years. I said to him, you got to be careful what you say, because you never know what's going to happen,
And what did he say to that?
He didn't answer that yet. And you know who I talk to all the time? The congressman from Tennessee, Tim Burchett.
Right.
Tim Burchett is right on the front on this one item, and he knows a lot of stuff too. And they do exist. All the people that say, that's a lot of hogwash. You know what I referred to them the first time when they say hogwash? I said, go look at the Washington Post in 1952, July of 1952. There were 50 UFOs, front page, circling the Capitol.
Right.
This is 1952.
Right.
There were no drones.
Right.
And supposedly Eisenhower met with them and made peace with them, and they decided to be a little less obvious. But
apparently,
yes, go ahead.
But apparently that Eisenhower made a deal, and allegedly the deal was that they'd stop bothering us in public, they'd stop showing up in public, except that several times a year they would abduct United States citizens, humans, to do experiments with them, return them, but they would take X number of humans a year to do experiments with them. And that what has happened over time is the aliens did not keep their deal. They have taken many, many more humans than they originally promised.
I don't know much about that portion of the conversation, but our technology since 1947, the first crash that we know of, everybody talks about, our technology moved forward at warp speed.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
TaxAct filing software and live tax experts can help small businesses easily knock out their taxes. Actually, our experts can help you find deductions and credits for any sized business. Itty-bitty businesses, medium-sized, really big, mid-sized, small businesses, companies with 0 employees, and mom-and-pop conglomerates. Yep, our tax experts can help all of them. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
And was it you that told me that your father worked for Bell Labs or something?
My dad worked for Bell Labs in the 60s and 70s. And when I was a kid, kids got taken through the labs, and we saw in the early 60s fiber optics, night vision, lasers, incredible audio technology, the picture phone, all of this was sitting there waiting to be deployed. And they weren't going to deploy any of it until they depreciated every foot of copper wire. They couldn't do any of those things until they got to fiber optics. But the fiber optics were there in the early 1960s. One scientist took a 1 foot sample of fiber optics and handed it to me, stuck a flashlight at one end, showed me what the light was like going through it, and I got to take it to my elementary school and show it off. But my dad, his job at Bell Labs was real estate, and he was sent to Roswell a couple times to buy up all the land he could for Bell Labs. So Bell Labs, and whatever it is today, owns most of Roswell. And he said the reason they told him to buy it made no sense.
Well, the way they kept secrets, the best way they can, is everybody that was involved just knew part of the puzzle.
Right.
Very few people knew all the pieces of the puzzle. And supposedly this major general that was killed or died knew the entire puzzle.
Knew too much. You're right, he was the one who was in charge of all of these secrets. He was the guy. Now, Mr. Catsimatidis, based on your expertise and your access to the movers and shakers, do you have any sense if and when the rest of us might find out what the deal is?
Well, I think they're going to try to prevent it as much as possible, no matter how much Donald Trump wants them to do it. One of the reasons, you talked about JFK before.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that JFK was assassinated was he was ready to disclose. Besides other reasons that other reasons that a lot of people in our government felt that he was dangerous to a problem. And in my opinion, in my gut feeling, I still feel that President Johnson knew all about it. Nothing in Texas happened without Johnson knowing about it. Nothing.
Right. Nothing.
If you wanted to take a crap, he knew about it. I mean, that's the way it was. But that was one of the reasons that I learned. That's why I told Matt Getz, whatever you say, use the third parties. I think that's what he said. That's what I said to him to say. I think that's what he said. Don't say, I heard it.
I think it's...
we don't need any more deaths.
No. It's interesting that President Trump said, a month ago, six weeks ago, I'm going to announce this, I'm going to reveal everything about the UFOs, and then a few days later, Major General William Neil McCaslin was dead.
Yeah. Let me tell you what else. Remember when those things were circling New Jersey?
Yes, the drones that didn't exist, yes.
And what did President Trump say? The minute I get back in the White House, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why he said that, in my opinion.
Why?
During his last term, Trump 45, I don't think they told him. That's one of the categories in the United States government is a need-to-know basis, even though you are the president.
I agree with you because I've always felt there were some presidents who were told and others who purposely were not told. I can't imagine what that looks like, how they make that decision, but I've always felt there were some that knew, like Senior Bush, and some who didn't know, like Jimmy Carter.
Don't forget Senior Bush. Senior Bush ran the CIA.
Right.
Supposedly there was a board of directors sort of set up by Eisenhower back in the 50s, and that he was one of them. What was it, the Men in 12? I forget it was.
Majestic 12.
Majestic 12. Supposedly they had absolute power
Right.
on this item that cannot be taken away from them, et cetera, et cetera. But are we going to find out soon? Even if Trump wants to tell us, I don't think he will.
Well, he said he was going to tell us and then quickly never brought it up again. John Catsimatidis is the owner of Red Apple Audio Networks. He's the owner of WABC Radio New York. He happens to be a really good boss, and this is a fun place to work. People view it as a family, and that's all to you. Now we have to hit your ATM, sir, the hard break, and I thank you for being on another side of midnight. Walter M. Serling, Red Apple Audio Networks.
Let me tell you about ProHealthConnect.com. It's transforming healthcare payments, providing retailers a seamless process for over-the-counter and healthy benefit programs. By connecting retailers, health plans, and payment processors, ProHealth Connect creates one powerful, unified network. They empower independent grocers and pharmacies to accept health benefit cards without changing how they do business. With over 10,000 locations nationwide, helping more than 1.3 million people access the care and nutrition they need. Go to ProHealthConnect.com.